Hello my loves, Tony here from TL Yarn Crafts and welcome back. Now I've been crocheting hot and heavy for over 15 years, but even I know that I don't know everything. And on top of that, I am sure there are things that I'm doing to make my crochet life even harder. And that's why I love a good hack. Give me some tips to make yarning even more fun and I'm gonna gobble them up like Swedish fish. Now you know what's better than one hack? An entire book's worth. And thankfully we've been blessed with an amazing resource from Anna of the Naughty Boss. Anna's new book, Crochet Secrets, debuted earlier this month and she's given me permission to share 5 of my favorite hacks with you today. But there are way more than 5 amazing hacks in this book, so I am teaming up with my good friend Elise of Elise Rose Crochet for her to share her 5 favorite hacks as well. You can find that video over on her channel, linked up in one of these corners and down in the description. I am so excited to share these tips with you, but before we do that, we have to give some love to our Cup of Caffeine sponsor. I'm drinking out of my You've Cat to Be Kitten Me Right Meow. Thanks so much to my bestie who gave me this for my birthday years ago. Now today's Cup of Caffeine sponsor is named Linda, and when donating, Linda said, "Tony, I've crocheted for years. I found you in late 2023. You are such a great teacher. I've made the Astrid Ruana and I'm working on the Nisa poncho. 2 new sweaters for fall. You are a sweet inspiration as well." Thank you so much, Linda, and thanks for reminding me that I need to get the ball rolling on my fall sweaters. I am already behind. Now, if you like my videos and want to support my channel, buy me a coffee. Who knows, I might shout you out in the next one. Now, let's talk crochet hacks. And if you're curious about anything that I'm using in today's video, I've got it all linked down below. Our first tip is about joining new yarns. Now, I typically use the magic ring when I join new yarns, but I've been working with some slippery yarns lately and they just don't hold up well with this technique. Instead, let's try the invisible needle join that you can find on page 32. For the sake of this demo, I'm using 2 different color yarns. You also need a yarn that has multiple plies like this. To join the yarns, start by twisting them together. Then, using a tapestry needle, thread one end onto the needle. With the other yarn still wrapped around it, begin working your tapestry needle through the fibers of the strand. I've found that you really can't go too far, so go further than you think you need. And when you've got a good amount, pull the tapestry needle through the yarn, just like so. And then we want to do the same for the other side. Just like so. At this point, you can grab the 2 ends and start to pull, and just like magic, they knot together. Now, if these were the same color, this join would be basically invisible, and I love that this is not going to come apart when washing or while crocheting. Absolutely fantastic hack. Next, let's talk about neatening up the edges of your single crochet rows. Single crochet work the traditional way can be a little bit bumpy on the edges, but Anna has a great hack to smooth everything out for us. It's called the chain loop trick, and you can find it on page 60. Here I've got a swatch of single crochets. You can see down here that it's very, very bumpy. I've worked that area in just the traditional way that you work single crochet stitches, but you can see up top here we have this nice, beautiful, clean edge. Let me show you how we got there. To start, work across your row of single crochets just like normal until you get to the very last stitch. Once you've reached that last stitch, you'll want to insert your hook into the front loop of the stitch as well as this little bar right here. This is a loop that's remaining from the chain we made when turning the row. So insert your hook first into the front loop of the stitch and then into this little horizontal bar. From there, we'll want to complete the single crochet stitch. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And from here, we can chain 1, turn our work and continue. And we've got this nice clean edge. Need to see that again? No problem, let's do it. Single crochet across the row. And when you reach that last stitch, identify the front loop of that stitch and the horizontal bar left over from your chain 1. Insert your hook first into the front loop of the stitch and then twist down and grab that horizontal bar. Just like that. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. And that's how you get these beautiful edges on the side. Now this one is for my hat makers, and I love to make hats in the round, but there's always that really ugly seam down the back because of the chains. Now if that seam annoys you as much as it annoys me, you'll want to pay very close attention to the invisible seam in double crochet found on page 84. Let me show you how to make this beautiful, nearly invisible seam here for double crochet work in the round. First, complete your round as normal. So I'm placing my last double crochet, and then I'm going to join in the top of this first stitch here. Now after I make my slip stitch join, instead of doing chains here, I'm going to do a standing double crochet. First, I will lift this loop that's on my hook up to the height of approximately a double crochet. From there, I want to hold on to this loop with my pointer finger, and I'm going to rotate my hook counterclockwise like this, still holding on to that loop. From there, I'm going to insert into the stitch, yarn over the hook, and pull up the loop. I now have 1, 2, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. So now we have something that looks a lot like a double crochet. And from here, we can continue on with the round. I've made it all the way around, and my last step is to join. And would you look at that? I mean, you can barely see a seam there. I think of all the hacks in the book, this one is my absolute favorite, and I'll be using this for all of my winter hats. Now this hack is for my amigurumi makers who still have trouble with color changes. The method Anna shares with us does involve an extra step, but it is 100% worth it. Here's a better way to do mid-row color changes, which you'll find on page 91. Would you just look at how clean these color changes are? Oh my goodness, Anna taught me and now I'm ready to teach you. I'm going to start by chaining 1 and turning my work, and I'm going to work a single crochet all the way up to my color change. Now typically when we reach right here, we would insert, yarn over, and pull up the loop, and then yarn over with our new color to complete the stitch. But instead, we're going to complete the stitch with the same color. From here, I'm going to lift this loop and remove my hook. I'm going to now insert downward through the front loop of this stitch and this left loop until I grab those 2 bars. One more time, inserting through the front loop of the stitch and this left bar, just like this. From here, I'm going to grab my new yarn and pull it through both of those loops. Now I can grab my purple back here, pull it through, and don't you worry, that stitch isn't going anywhere. From here, we can jump right back into our single crochets. Now, one extra step I like to do to make sure that color change is very clean is grab this loop that was created from when I pulled up the loop in that new color. So first, I'm going to insert my hook under that loop and then insert into the stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 stitches. And now we have a clean and gorgeous color change. Let's see that one more time. I'm going to complete this stitch here, lift my loop up and insert in the front loop and that left bar of this stitch, just like this. Now I can grab my purple, yarn over and pull all the way through. I can pull this gray out. Oh, it's like magic, I tell you. And now I'm going to just grab that purple loop, insert into my stitch, and complete the single crochet like normal. I tell you, if you have any issue with color changes, this is the hack you need to be paying attention to. Now, if you're new here, you might not know how much I love granny squares, but like most of us, I do not like joining them. So if I have to do it, let's make it cute with the zigzag join that you can find on page 128. Now, this one's a little bit tricky to get started, so don't you make fun of me, but I'm gonna begin with my granny squares laying next to each other just like this, and I'm gonna grab my hook and insert it through both loops of my first chain down here. Once I have it, I'm going to yarn over with my joining yarn and pull up that loop. And then I'm going to insert under the same chain on the opposite square, inserting my hook. And with my joining yarn in the back, I'm going to yarn over and pull through for a slip stitch. And I'm going to continue that all the way up the row. Grab both of the loops of the next stitch on this square, yarn over, and pull through everything for a slip stitch, and then grab the corresponding stitch on the opposite square, right here, yarn over, and pull through. Grab it on this side, yarn over, and pull through, then grab it on this side. Insert, yarn over, and pull through. I know it looks a little funky. Once you get a few stitches in, it gets much easier to do. But make sure you keep that yarn in the back to create that lovely zigzag. Once we get to the end, I've got this one chain here at the top, slip stitch through there. Let's see if I can grab it on this side. Close enough. And pull through. Look at that beautiful join. Oh my gosh. So this is the zigzag join and I think it looks so good. Fabulous. Thank you, Anna. This is really the kind of book that needs to be on every crocheter's shelf, no matter how long you've been crocheting or how experienced you are. There's a passage that Anna shares in the intro that really drives that point home. Here she says, whether it's foundation or finishing, working in rows or in the round, this is my comprehensive collection of tips and hacks that have helped me become a better crocheter and made me say, why were we not taught this sooner? You took the words right out of my mouth, Anna. Now, if you like these tips, I need you to do two things. First, go get Anna's book. I have a link to it down in the description to make it super duper easy, but you can also find her book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and at several of your favorite local yarn stores. Then go watch Elise's video for 5 more amazing hacks from this book. She's got a great one for amigurumi that is just so stinking cute. You don't want to miss it. Now, I know you've been eyeing this very cute granny square bucket hat, and before you even ask, yes, darling, you can also make it. There are still a few seats available for my virtual class that I'm teaching on Tuesday, July 23rd. But you better hurry up because seats are limited. I have a link to registration down in the description. Alrighty, my loves, I hope you enjoyed these hacks and you're on your way to get Anna's book and watch Elise's video. As for me, that's all for now, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.